Hey everyone, this is Alex Tremble. Today we are going to talk about grit. Woo! Got me excited. You know, the grit, you know, what everyone's been talking about. There's books about it, there's videos about it. Everyone's been talking about grit and why you need it. And I'm going to say you don't need it. Yes, that's me. I'm questioning the whole entire game. So before I get started, do me a favor, click that like, click that subscribe. And this is the story I want to tell you. So my grandmother was a wonderful, beautiful, awesome individual. She's one of the smartest people I have ever known. This woman was literally like a like a human dictionary. There is no need to have a dictionary when she was around because we just call her and she tells us how to spell anything. Like literally, like the kryptonite for me working with her was Scrabble, because she could beat anyone anytime, right? That was her superpower. She was just a very, very smart woman, very driven. She was able to accomplish things all across the world, like literally being flown all across the world for some phenomenal stuff. But here's the story I thought about my dad told me about a couple months ago. Well, my grandmother was, I think she would be gritty, right? So she's driving home and all of a sudden the car begins to smoke. And she's a God-fearing woman. She immediately started praying, God, please, please, please let me get home. And she prayed and she prayed and prayed. And as she continued driving, the car just wasn't sounding right. The smoke was coming out and she was worried, but with all of her prayer, God blessed her to make it home. So she wasn't stuck out in the middle of the road somewhere. And you know, it's a very touching story. It tells you why you should pray, why you should persevere, why you should keep going when in the face of challenges. And as my dad told me that story, I was like, wow. And then he said, I wish she would have just called us and we would have picked her up. Then she wouldn't have totaled the car. She was praising God for allowing her to get to where she needed to be. At the same time, she could have just pulled over. and that's what I want to get at today. Sometimes we need to just pull over. See, we think about grit like in the movies where you know, someone's getting punched, you know, the what they call those movies where they're boxing and they keep getting punched, they get back up, and they get punched and they get back up, and they get punched and they get back up. And it looks good and it's motivation and it's inspirational. But the question we have to ask ourselves is, at what point is getting back up just not a smart thing to do? So what I want you to do is not be like my grandmother. I don't want you to ride it till the wheels fall off, per se. I want you to be thinking about, when does it make sense for me to just stop? For me to reassess what I'm doing. Is this what I truly want to do? Is this what I truly want to be focused on? Do I want to break the car? And when I'm talking about the car, obviously in this situation, I'm talking about you, your emotions, your feeling, your physical well-being. If you're being super stressed out, is that what's best for you? Again, I'm not saying never, because there's times in life where, you know, you have to persevere. You have to have that grit. You have to push through that uncomfortable pain. But there are many times in life where we should just say, you know what? There's got to be a smarter way. So this is Alex Tremble from the Alex Tremble Podcast, and I invite you to come join us at alextrembleshow.com. Looking forward to seeing you. I'd like to hear your thoughts on grit, and is grit important? And well, should you ride it until the wheels fall off? As always, this is Alex Tremble. Stay strong, stay positive, and definitely stay moving.